Welcome to First Byte, our Detroit Lions preview podcast. It is week 10, Los Angeles Chargers week. Lions coming out of the bye. What are we, 6-2? It's hard for me to remember those words because I don't recall ever saying them before. By the way, my name is Jeremy Reisman. I am the producer over at PrideOfDetroit.com. This is your preview podcast. With me, as always, co-hosting our First Byte preview podcast is senior editor of Pride of Detroit, is Ryan_POD on Twitter, is Ryan Matthews. Ryan, it's week 10, baby.
The time sure does fly when you're having fun and your football team is winning football games.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
But you kind of want to savor it a little bit more.
You do. But, the bye week always goes too fast. And then before you know it, you're back to football, which isn't a bad thing, right?
No. We're happy about that. Both teams, oddly, coming off of Monday night tilts.
Yeah.
But let's get into this week's opponent. And as always on these preview podcasts, we like to bring in someone from the other side, experts and things of that nature to help us get to know our opponent. Let's tarry no further and introduce him. He is a writer over at the Bolts from the Blue, the SB Nation podcast for the Chargers. He is at the Kyle DE on Twitter. It's Kyle D. How you doing, buddy?
Kyle D works. I'm doing great.
I was going to go for it, Kyle, and then I backed off at the last minute.
Oh, man, pre-game, you were talking some game. I thought we had the confidence up, man. I thought we had it. It's all good. Yeah, Kyle D here. Really excited to be on with you guys. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for taking the time to chat it up. And yeah, I want to answer any questions you guys have. Maybe pick your guys' brain a little bit. You guys can teach me what's going on in Detroit. And yeah, I'm fired up, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, I'm excited about this podcast because one, I don't know a lot of Chargers fans. Two, the Chargers for decades have been one of the most confounding teams in the NFL that seem to have a ton of talent, and you're just always wondering why they haven't been able to get over that hump. And I feel like this is another year where a ton of talent. They start out 2-4. Now they're on a 2-game winning streak. Granted, those are against the Bears and Jets. So we're gonna hammer you with questions here, and you're gonna. I'm sure it's not going to be easy because I'm sure some of the stuff puzzles you more than anyone else. But let's start with the Chargers offense versus the Lions defense. Let's start with Justin Herbert, a guy again that people thought was gonna be that top tier quarterback. Still, I do think he is very much capable of being that guy, but kind of a tumultuous relationship with Joe Lombardi last year. So now they got Kellen Moore. So what does Justin Herbert look like with Kellen Moore running that offense?
I don't think we know. I don't think we know yet, to be honest with you. It's really tough because I would say there's a larger contributor to our success on offense than Joe Lombardi versus Kellen Moore. And it's not even Justin Herbert. I think the second most important player on this team, believe it or not, is Corey Linsley. And when we lose him, you see the offensive line just operate at a completely different level. We're very porous through the middle when that center veteran leadership is gone. Because outside of him, we have a very young offensive line. Yeah. We're looking at, Rashawn Slater. He balls out, man. But think about what Rashawn has done in his career. As a rookie, he kicked butt, but he missed the previous season because of COVID. So he missed the whole year of football, came back, kicked some butt. Sophomore year, gets put on the IR, and I think it was the third game of the season. So he effectively missed an entire other year. So now he's back. So if you think about how much football that guy's played in the last 4, it's not very much. Yeah. Moving down the line, you got Zion. He's only got a year under his belt. Jamari Sawyer playing at right guard. He was left tackle last year. And Trey Pipkins, who's, he's only had that 1 year as a full-time starter, and he did better than expected, but he still has taken forever to break through. So there's not a lot of playing experience on that line. When you take out the one guy that's been like a stout player, veteran presence for a very long time that can coach those guys up, we miss it, and it hurts. So I don't, to answer your question, Jeremy, I don't know where this offense is going to continue to trend down the season as we go. I'm hoping that Kellen Moore can help pick things up a little bit, but a lot of our early optimism with the running game, which we had in the preseason, that was looking like it was on fire. And then against Miami, it was. And a couple other areas, downfield threats, those kind of things haven't materialized yet.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about Herbert specifically, because I know he injures that thumb in the Raiders game. How has that kind of affected him since then, and how has he been able to navigate things over the course of the past month with that injury?
We don't want to excuse his play too much because we did that all last year. Herbert was playing with that torn rib cartilage or fractured rib cartilage, and we did a lot of excusing some, yips in the pocket and some questionable decision making, and just in general, just a little bit less, a lesser performance than what we were used to from him. And we're really hoping that, regardless of what's going on with that finger, that he is just going to be able to rise above it, because we don't want to be that team and that fan base that keeps excusing play because of injuries. What you can notice is he's had a little bit of trouble when he's under center. He has slipped up with the ball there, but in terms of how he's reacting in the pocket and things and everything else, I don't think his diminished play as of late, because even though he's been efficient with the ball, he hasn't turned it over, he hasn't made a ton of mistakes, his accuracy hasn't been what it should be, but at least he's protecting the ball. But it's still not that gunslinger that we saw in his rookie season and most of the way through his sophomore season as well. So I don't want to excuse it because of the finger. I would just, when he is under center, just let your D line know, hey guys, there's a chance here. There's a chance for something. So stay hungry.
Yeah, and I think Dan Campbell was talking about that this week and how they've pretty much maybe not completely, but almost entirely gone shotgun since the injury, and that's something that seems kind of interesting. Especially if the Chargers have to go into a third and short situation. Are they still going to be in a shotgun snap, or are they going to risk something with Justin Herbert's finger? But I think maybe another plausible excuse for maybe Justin Herbert not breaking out yet this year is the wide receiving core. What was very promising at the beginning of the year, you got obviously Keenan Allen, you got Josh Palmer, you got Mike Williams. Now Josh Palmer and Mike Williams are on IR. It seems to be all on Mike Williams, or I'm sorry, all on Keenan Allen's shoulders. So tell me, how is he still doing it? If everyone knows he's Justin Herbert's favorite target, he's 31 years old, how is he still being as productive as he is?
Man, he's a different kind of receiver that doesn't rely on speed. Mm-hmm. That, some other guys, like, I don't want to knock another receiver, but like Tyreek Hill's a guy that you would think, man, if he loses a couple steps, you might see a regression in play, because that's really what he brings to the table.
Right.
What Keenan Allen brings is incredible hands, number one, but he also is a savant at running routes. Yeah. He does certain things throughout the course of a game to set up his cornerbacks or defenders to bite one direction and then sends him somewhere else. Like, he treats it like a science, almost like a pass rusher does when taking on a tackle or a guard. Mm-hmm. So Keenan Allen is just a very cerebral player in that sense. So there's hope that he's able to extend his career a little longer than your average, wide receiver would as he gets up there in age. And I think next year's his contract year. So he's one of those guys we're wondering, okay, when Chargers go into the offseason with our cap hell situation, are we going to need to, it might be Mike Williams last year with us because of that. Are they going to look to do something with Keenan, like potentially extend him to kick the can down the road? Or how do we keep the band together as much as possible moving forward?
Yeah, it's interesting, Kyle. And the other thing I think too, a lot of people look at that wide receiver depth chart and they wonder, okay, yeah, the Mike Williams injury, yeah, the Josh Palmer injury, but hey, the Chargers did draft a wide receiver in the first round in Quentin Johnston. What has kind of been kind of the explanation for maybe his kind of slow start so far in his first season?
I hate being that guy, but if I had to give you my honest answer, it's because the fan base is. I hate speaking for the fan base, but what I can tell you was like trending in Chargers Twitter and on Bolts from the Blue was, why did we pass up the guys that could have come in and played a different role in this offense? We needed a guy that had speed. What we love to liken Tom Telesco's philosophy with drafting is like he's at the playground picking a basketball team. He's not playing football. He's playing basketball. And he loves that big-bodied, slower kind of possession type receiver. And man, that is like driving through residential in a Ferrari. You got Justin Herbert's arm, man, and you cannot switch gears. You can't do anything with it. And it's what blew my mind, guys, is I really believe Justin's the kind of talent that when you put a player that fits his potential mold on his roster, he will get the most out of him. Like a Jalen Guyton, an undrafted free agent that just had speed, and he turned Jalen Guyton into a threat. T-Billy, I don't know if you guys remember that. He was an undrafted free agent. He's bounced around the league, hasn't been able to make it back on a roster. But when he was on the Chargers roster with Herbert throwing bombs to him, the dude was a legitimate threat. So I was really into trying to pick up a guy like Andre Yoshivas, 6'3", traits guy out of Princeton, very fast, went to the Bengals, has 2 touchdowns in 2 weekends. Hate that we missed him. But if they would have picked, instead of one stud wide receiver in the first, just a couple traits guy on day 3, I think they would have been better off. I would actually be watching out for Darius Davis personally. I think that guy is the guy that at some point when Kellen Moore figures it out, like, hey, I'm not going to listen to the Spanos or the Telesco crowd that's telling me I need to get these basketball guys doing basketball things and start really unleashing a smaller guy with speed and playmaking ability. Darius Davis will have a chance to kind of break out.
Interesting. You never know. I mean, it could happen. It's a short week, obviously, for the Chargers, so who knows if they're going to unleash anything new. But I always like kind of those hidden, maybe not hidden gems, but those hidden guys that could break out in the second half of the season. If we're talking rookie class, a lot of times this is around the time where they start turning corners, where they start building, and so that's a good little tip there. You mentioned the offensive line a little bit already, and I kind of want to dig a little bit further into that, particularly when it comes to pass protection, because Rashawn Slater, I know Ryan was a huge fan in the pre-draft process. The Lions picked Penei Sewell over him. I think both teams are very happy with their choices, but the Lions like to line up Aiden Hutchinson on the other side, and so I'm not sure how much we're going to get that kind of marquee matchup. So tell me more about Trey Pipkins and I guess your confidence level against Aiden Hutchinson this week.
Trey Pipkins did a great job last season. Trey Pipkins hasn't done a great job this season. There's been a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on. He re-signed for a decent contract, but the Chargers probably paid him on their projection of his performance based on what we saw when he wasn't hurt. And then he hurt his knee and actually gutted out a Warrior season last year. He was getting pulled off the field at times, and we'd all be sitting there holding our breath like, oh gosh, we've got to have Foster Sorrell go back out there. And when we have Will Clapp at center and Foster Sorrell at right tackle, we're done. That's it. That's the game. Seal it. But he would will himself back onto the field and just showed the most Warrior spirit and did a great job considering that, problem he had in his knee. This season, I don't know what's going on. Initially, he had this ascension last year after 3 years of not really playing. And when he did play, looked like he just didn't have the fundamental or foundational strength at the point of impact and taking on a pass rusher to succeed at this level. But then he went to Duke Manyweather's camp and completely turned it around. All of a sudden, when he would engage with a pass rusher or even in the run game, you wouldn't see him fold back like a beach chair. Sorry, guys, that's a Southern California reference for you there. Probably not appropriate, but we'll move on. Well, like I said, man, it's hot enough here to all of our viewers. I am on fire watch right now. We're actually dealing with wildfires in San Diego this week, so it's fun stuff. But yeah, folded back like a lawn chair. This year, he went back to Manyweather's camp, but we're seeing this. I wouldn't say it's as bad as it was before, but he's been a little bit of a turnstile. So Hutchinson has a huge opportunity, and without Lindsley making the adjustments at the line, I'd also expect a couple mishaps and miscommunications as well. They haven't been very good at picking up stunts. So if you guys are stunt heavy, that's going to be to your advantage. And between between Trey not doing as well and Will Clapp being Will Clapp, who's a serviceable spot guy, but just not somebody you want starting multiple games,
Right.
I would feel good about that side of the ball if I was a Detroit fan.
So, Kyle, let's circle back to the running game for the Chargers real quick. I know you mentioned earlier, they had things rolling with the first game of the season, right? They're playing the Dolphins, rushed for 233 yards on 40 carries. Since then, not so good. Is it as simple as explaining it in very simple terms, like Austin Ekeler was hurt, had an ankle injury, and that's why the run game fell apart? Is it as easy as that, or is it a little bit more complex?
It's probably a little bit more complex. I think there's a lot of validity to what you said. Joshua Kelly hasn't been able to break out as a starter. He's had a good impact. He's had an okay impact on games, to a good impact on games when he's been our spellback. When he's in that role, it seems like he's a little more confident in just being who he is, and that's a one cut back. When he is starting, I think he tries to do a little too much, and it gets a little too in his head. With that, it gets back to Corey Linsley being out of the lineup. Even though Corey's not the best run blocker, he is more of a pass protector. There's a cerebral aspect to his game that is to any center's game that can help lift the whole offensive line. And the Chargers also haven't been the most physically imposing team over the last couple of years. The running game is something that we've struggled with for a while now. Ever since we really let Melvin Gordon go, the running game has really been led by who I see as more of a scat back. I would love for the Chargers to have a little bit of thunder and lightning with I really wanted a Rashawn Johnson type guy, somebody that could be a battering ram to mix in with what Ekeler does, because Eckler's not your typical, featured workhorse running back. He just isn't. He's not a bell cow. But he's amazing at what he does, and what he is somebody you can be very creative with and make turn into a playmaker. He's a great running back to have, almost what you guys have with Montgomery and Gibbs.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I was
we can
say,
put them both on the field at the same. We can put him and somebody else on the field, and Ekeler can succeed in the slot or even out wide sometimes.
Right.
So
and so you wouldn't say that Joshua Kelly is the Thunder by any means to that duo. But
he can be a serviceable spell back, but he's not lifting it up. There's not gonna be 1,000-yard rusher on that offense when he's the number 2.
Got it. All right. Before we head to our first break here, I like to ask this question to kind of end up the segment. If you're scouting the Lions defense, what is the one maybe your biggest concern given the Chargers' strengths and weaknesses?
So if I'm Brandon Staley, or if I'm Dan Campbell?
If you're Brandon Staley, what are you concerned about with the Lions defense going into this one?
Oh, it's your front.
Yeah, it's
absolutely your front. It's your front versus our front, because right now it's been a problem, and the Chargers have really stagnated on offense on all fronts. So what I'm most concerned about is your guys' offense and how that could potentially dictate this game. But I am concerned about that Hutchinson-Pipkins matchup more so than anything else.
Fair enough. We'll get into that Lions offense next when we come back here on First Bite with Kyle D. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to take a very quick break here. Just for 2 reasons. One, to thank our subscribers. We don't want to spend too much time here because Kyle is our guest, and we only booked him for 45 minutes. We don't want to go too far over that. But he also is offering a nice incentive for you guys. That's a good way to put it. But really quick, Troy Barnes, thank you for 36 months. 36 months. Subscribe to the channel. Says Justin Herbert is this generation's Matthew Stafford. It's an interesting. I don't hate that. As in, like, everyone thinks he should be really, really good, but the not getting over that hump, and then eventually you'll trade him away to another team and he'll win a Super Bowl immediately.
I wouldn't wish that upon any other franchise.
I guess I would.
If I'm being honest.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, though. I mean, it wasn't that painful. At least the Lions are better on the other end of it as well. You know? That helps. Lions Blood, thank you for the 31 months. Says, LFG, take over the house Stafford built. I'm very interested to see how many Lions fans are going to be there on Sunday. I think it's going to be a lot. It was a lot 2 years ago when it was Lions-Rams in the Stafford Bowl. But we'll see. Killer Cornbread, thank you for the 18 months. Says 2 Twitch babies plus the one we don't talk about before I subbed. That's right. JT Sam, $25 donated to the Alzheimer's Association, says, since you didn't say Kyle's last name, you get to write it on your face.
Nice.
Well played, JT Sam. I'll do that in a minute. Silver Rush, thank you for the 9 months. Says LA Bound, can't wait to see my first Lions game in person. Hey, we were just talking about that. Love it. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over there as well, Silver Rush. So enjoy your game there, man.
People on Twitter were asking Jeremy, are you going there on business or for pleasure?
Technically business, but I'm gonna have some fun out there. If the question is whether I'm going to be in the press box or in the stands, I'm gonna be in the press box. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be bougie like that.
Well, no, of course you are, because you're not gonna pay for a ticket.
That is also true. Listen, I'm paying for a plane ticket. I'm paying for a rental car.
Yeah, it's true. SB Nation doesn't pay for these things.
That's true. Your boy Maroc, thank you for the 23-month subscribe to the channel, says go Lions. And I don't know if you guys saw that. Big Aries dropped a $50 donation to the Alzheimer's Association, and it sent off our alert, which is finally working again, which is exciting.
Streamlabs didn't lie. That's cool.
Didn't lie. It worked. All right. And what was... Big Aries wants someone, did not specify who, to write I Heart number 9 on their forehead.
All right. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. You also got to let the people know.
Yes.
What Kyle so graciously is dangling in front of you guys.
Right. So I told Kyle that we're fundraising and just to let him know in case weird things like what's about to happen. And he's like, oh, sick. Awesome. Let me throw in an incentive. I let him know that our current rate is crazy. You guys have raised... Oh, our charity overlay isn't on. We've raised over $8,000 in 8 days. And he said, okay, well, it's day 9. If you guys keep that pace and hit 9,000 on the stream, he will shave his facial hair into a mustache for Movember. Right here on stream. Or at least we'll go off and do it and then reappear on stream. You don't have to shave actually on stream if you don't want to.
This is not an OnlyFans broadcast. I will do that off camera.
There you go. Yes.
I'll come right back.
So if you're in YouTube chat, if you're in Twitch chat, !donate will get you the link. All of the proceeds are going directly to Alzheimer's Association. That's who we're raising money for this entire month. We don't touch the money. It literally goes directly to them, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll get a receipt if you want to make it tax deductible, all that sort of stuff. And then you can make us do some silly stuff like write stuff on our face or crack an egg on our head or whatever level you donate. And if you don't know any of the details of this entire thing we're doing, !Movember will get you the link. Every $20 you donate also is a raffle ticket for awesome prizes like a Aiden Hutchinson bobblehead, a Bluetooth speaker, Lions tickets to the Week 18 game against the Vikings, all sorts of amazing stuff. All that stuff is listed out on the website. So get it. There you go.
These nuts.
RGA with the $40 donation says, "Go Chargers, go!" in Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Oh, am I supposed to do that? I feel like I'm the only person in the world that can't do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
You're not. I'm right there with you. It's like
go Chargers, go!
It's just terrible.
He is a Chargers fan though. I guess, right?
Well, he was the governor of California.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah. So it was...
Well, he was on the Maddencast last week, so I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I guess Was he a Chargers fan? I don't know. I didn't watch.
He was the second coolest person on camera too. It was him and his donkey.
I saw this. Yeah, Ryan was actually the one who showed me that he was feeding his donkey just randomly on the thing.
Yeah.
But
He's a strange dude, man. He's a real strange dude.
He's fascinating, man. I watched that documentary series on Netflix about him, and yeah, he's an interesting guy. Joshua Mercer, $25 donated, says Kyle Wright Chargers stinks on forehead. No, we don't have to force our guests to write on their forehead. That is not how this works.
Look, if you guys donate, I'll write stuff. I just don't want to do something defamatory to my team.
Yeah,
let's be kind here. I'm coming as a friend.
That's
coming
right.
as a friend.
All right, I have a big forehead. I don't know if I have a big enough forehead here, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I don't know if you have that much real estate. So
Yeah.
that pun. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right. He works in real estate.
Oh gosh.
All right.
So I have a little history with Detroit. I grew up a Colorado Avalanche fan, so I know you guys are hockey fans as
we
well.
sure are.
All right,
growing
cool.
up,
We
man,
can end the
always-
stream. We can end the stream right now. Kyle, thanks for joining.
What'd you say?
I said we can end the stream right now.
Oh.
Kyle, thanks for joining. Colorado Avalanche fan, you can take your Peter Forsberg jersey and shove it,
That was
wherever
my
you'd
number
like.
one guy.
What
I
an
wear
incredible hockey
21
player,
when
man.
I play hockey because of it.
What an incredible hockey player, man.
It was fun.
Career was just way too short.
I know. Do you guys, is that still, so you guys are clearly like longtime hockey fans if you're bringing up that rivalry, but it seems like it died. It's not there anymore, really.
Yeah, it really feels like, I don't know, maybe the conference realignment, moving the Wings to the Eastern Conference and kind of pulling them away from being in that similar conference as the Avs. But yeah, I mean, that's why I grew up playing hockey. Like, watching that rivalry was prime time. Speaking of prime time, I like how it's on a slant to make it fit.
Yeah. That's pretty good though, right?
No, that is pretty good. I
kind of nailed that. It's not easy to do.
Mad respect for you capitalizing the second D. A lot of people forget about that.
Yeah. No. Ryan will tell you, like, I'm very protective of people's names, and that's why I really wanted to go for your last name, but I don't trust myself. I mean, listen,
dude, you know what's awesome? I only have used Zoom really for my fantasy football drafts, so I'm rocking my fantasy football team name.
These nuts
on my little caption.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't really know
they can't see it, so only we can see it. So they're just gonna have to use their imagination.
Perfect. I'm glad that doesn't trickle over to StreamYard.
IT Hips, thank you for the $25 donated to the Alzheimer's Association. Says, watching my grandmother struggle with Alzheimer's was very hard, so this one is for her. Also wanted to give a shout out to this podcast, as you guys are always subjective when it comes to our beloved lines. Hey, appreciate that, IT Hips. It throws a hashtag one pride and hashtag love for 150. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that, and I'm sorry that you've had to go through that, and this is why we're doing it. It's such a common story for most people to have either gone through it themselves, known someone who's gone through it, and the cool thing about the Alzheimer's Association is it's not just for research to find cures and slow the spread, but it's also it's for support groups. It's for the people that are affected by just kind of the wake that it can leave in people's lives. So if you haven't read up on Alzheimer's Association, I really do suggest going over there and kind of checking out all the resources that they have. Last time we did this thing on our big charity drive, the marathon that we did at the end of the month, we had someone from the Alzheimer's come in and talk to us, and she just spent 30 minutes answering questions that you might have, and just that sort of outreach is I think really emblematic of what they do there. So
yeah, and I'm no special person just because I'm like, with this headset and microphone on, but she reached out to me personally, like through email multiple times, because I'm kind of, I'm going through a situation right now with my grandmother, and that was kind of the impetus for, why I suggested to Jeremy why we should raise money for the Alzheimer's Association. And that organization reached out to me on multiple occasions, and not just like in the immediate aftermath, but like checked up like 6 months later. And asked me how I was doing. Yeah, asked me how she was doing, how it was progressing, and just kind of doing a wellness check. And that's to Jeremy's point, like it's more than just research and whatnot. It's support, and it's outreach, and it's a really good cause. So
100%.
Thanks guys for everything you're doing.
Yeah. Bendable, $40 donated to the Alzheimer's Association. Appreciate that. Nick the Greek, 200 bits, says, why does Brandon Staley look like someone who got put in a trash can in high school or middle school? That's rude. And then, no, I'm not going to read the other one, Nick the Greek.
Kyle, anything to say about that?
Well, he was a quarterback. Maybe he got sacked a lot. I don't know.
Joshua is asking, and Kyle, you have as many vetoes as you want for this. So says, can I switch my redemption to Kyle writes his fantasy football team name on his forehead? I think you got a sure out of him. And then someone also wants you to say your last name because we haven't said it out loud.
It's the Dominicantano.
Oh, we didn't hear it with the Italian flair there.
Yeah, wow.
A little goal for you.
Yeah, somewhere our producer who's very Italian, his ears perked up.
Well, that show, this highlighter show, I don't really have much around me right now.
You don't have
to no fault of your own, Kyle. It's not like you signed up to do this podcast knowing that you'd have to write shit on your face.
Right.
This is not in the contract, boys.
No.
I gotta go find something.
RGA, Ryan, can you say "Go Chargers, go" in Arnold Schwarzenegger voice?
We were just talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, how both Kyle and I do not do good Arnold Schwarzeneggers, and how you
really?
had showed me the clip from the Manning cast last week.
Yeah, that's like you said though, Jeremy. When I shared that with you, you're like, "What an interesting man!"
Yeah,
like
that's what we were just saying with Kyle. Like,
yeah,
this dude is just the Netflix the documentary series is fascinating, and just the fact that I don't know. Every step of the way, like, there's no reason for a bodybuilder to be interested in acting. There's no reason for an acting superstar to want to be interested in politics. Yet he conquered both and was relatively successful at both.
Yeah, like climbed the mountain and planted a flag, and then said, "I'm going to go climb a bigger mountain over there."
Right, it's insane.
Yeah. But go Chargers, go! There you go.
Joshua, yes. I'm almost certain that she did. I wasn't the one to deliver it, but I told SB Nation, I gave them her address to send that to. So yes. I never got confirmation, but that did take place. That communication.
Jeremy set the wheels in motion.
I did. That's
who
right.
Who knows if SB Nation held up their end of the bargain.
That's essentially.
Don't really have pens in this house.
It's okay.
In true Chargers,
instead of writing my team name, I'm just gonna have an art project on my head.
I love it. That's...
I was gonna say instead of oh man, I love it. The commitment.
That's right.
And you're doing a really good job for your first time too.
Woodchuck Hunter, I did check the P.O. box. Are you speaking of the thing that you sent to Ryan via the P.O. box? I have not delivered it to Ryan, but I do have it in my possession. And he knows that I have it in his possession. In my possession.
How do dimensions work here? Lap on the dunce cap.
I can't believe you're doing all of this for it. Like, you don't even know us, and you're doing this for us. You're doing it for the charity, so I guess you're not necessarily doing it for us. But that's either way. Thank you for being a good sport about this, Ethan.
Dude, no worries, man. It's all
Kyle
fun
D,
and game.
a man of the people.
It's all.
By the way, you should probably take this opportunity, since Kyle's being such a good sport, to follow him on Twitter. And his Twitter handle is literally right there.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Let's layer that on.
I love this. I love this.
It was this highlighters for wood grain pens for cabinet repair. So guys weren't getting cabinet repair. Sorry.
As an amateur doctor at best, I would suggest you don't put that on your skin.
Probably true. As Jill points out, we are $750 away from 9,000, which not only gets us a spin on the Wheel of Pain, which Kyle doesn't even know about, but it will also get Kyle to shave his current facial hair into a mustache.
So my wife is already glaring at me right now.
Have you debriefed her on that development?
No, but she knows I'll do anything to try to shave down to a mustache.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I love that you can hide behind "I did it for charity" too, because she can't make you feel bad about it.
Won't be my first time, my friend. We all got to be playing chess out here.
that's right.
Yes.
Oh, man.
No, we're not gonna make Kyle slam an egg on his head. We're not crossing that line. I'm not even gonna ask.
I did it last week.
It's an ordeal.
I would wish that upon nobody.
Guys, we get to 10,000. It's like, come on, just throw out numbers, man. There's never no. Let's just get the people moving.
That's true.
Yeah.
10,000. By the way, 10,000 would be quite a number to hit on this night's stream. We would have to do a lot. If you're willing, we would shave you down to a mustache, egg on your head, one spin on the Wheel of Pain, one spin on the Wheel of Extreme Pain, which has never been done before. People barely even know what it is. And it would
I think I still owe an egg too.
I think you do. And then it would also mean that we hit our goal donation, which means at some point in the next month or two, I will watch a gory, scary movie on stream, which I do not enjoy. I don't watch any of that shit. I saw all that stuff. I hate it.
Jump scare? Is that why?
Jump scares. I hate gory stuff. I'll be looking away when the gory stuff happens. So whatever's available on Amazon Prime, I'll be watching one of those. So if that's not enough motivators to get us there, I don't know what else we can offer.
Oh, yeah. And everybody's getting on you about the swear jar because you just said.
I did. Crap. All right, let's add one to the swear jar. It's not even on the screen. Remind me when we get to somewhere else. I'll do it. I think we're at 11, so that'll push us to 12.
I just tried to amplify, but I don't have a Twitter following, so it's not going to amplify much. But I threw it out there.
Fair enough.
Hey guys, see if we get some Charger fans in here donating too. So we don't have that in our fan base, which is a bummer. But we have don't have as much of an active fan base as some others. I don't want to say we don't have one, like a lot of people say, but it's there. It's there. But it's awesome seeing. So you guys have that similar to what Buffalo has, where you guys just get down with donating.
We've tested the waters and it's worked. This has been such a dormant fan base, and by dormant I mean like they're just quiet because they've had nothing to be excited about. And so anything to energize them, whether it's a good football team or a good cause, I feel like you're going to get a good undercurrent of fans. And this is year 3 technically of it. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. But it's been wildly successful all 3 years, and it's fun. It's cool. It's
awesome. It's great.
Yeah. I think it just shows the passion of this fan base that can be mobilized for anything. Whether it's a good football team and a crazy Ford Field crowd, or I don't know if you've seen, like, Lions fans have also been traveling like crazy this year. The amount of Lions fans at Kansas City, at Tampa is just like out of control. Like they own half of the side of the stadium in some of these games. And that's why I kind of expect it to be like that on Sunday too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's killer, man.
It's pretty cool. And it's fun for them to be happy.
Yeah.
Dude, and you'll enjoy SoFi, man, and have fun. It's a beautiful stadium, killer experience. It's surreal a little bit if you
it looks
like
surreal.
I stayed in town and walked in, and it's definitely an area that is going to be developed like in a big way. A lot of money is going to be pumping in.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the show here because we haven't even started the second segment and we're already keeping you beyond 45 minutes. So thank you again for being a good sport here. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and I can add my swear jar here. Let me do that real quick before. Oh, it's under my name. Okay. And we are back here on First Byte, previewing Lions Chargers here with Kyle D. Let's flip things around. We talked about the Chargers offense versus Lions defense. Now, Lions offense versus Chargers defense. While I think the highlight of the Chargers show is their pass rush, I want to avoid that for a second, talk about the run defense, because that has also been pretty good statistically, but it also depends on what stats you look at. And so this is one of these times where some of the stats don't match some of the other stats, and I'd like your explanation for it. So, Chargers, 6th in yards per carry allowed, 6th in yards per game allowed, but DVOA, which is one of my favorite statistics, has them 20th. Which is this... I guess my theory is that because DVOA is defense adjusted, it's opponent adjusted, my guess just means that the Chargers haven't played a lot of good run offenses. Is that accurate, or how, is there maybe something that I'm missing, or is DVOA just lying to me?
Before I dive into that, can I just ask, were we just during that break, were we off camera and now we're on camera for people and have all this crap on our head?
No.
Or has everyone seen the whole process?
Everyone has seen the whole process except for the audio version. The podcast version, they don't know what you're talking about, but we have stuff written all over our faces because of our Movember thing.
Right on. Had to ask. But so it's a great question. I'm not there yet with the run D. I think kind of like you said, we've had lesser competition the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
We've the very frustrating thing for Charger fans right now is that Brandon Staley has this defensive ideology, and we haven't been living up to it. We are a team that believes in putting a roof on the offense, basically putting some over the top help. We typically will take a lineman or a linebacker off the field and plug in an extra either safety or cornerback. Could be either, just an extra defensive back to really flood one side of the field with a match pattern, like zone coverage scheme. It's kind of match pattern is kind of a complicated scheme to play, and we've seen the guys struggle with learning it. It's kind of like a zone man hybrid. And then the other side will be just in man coverage. So the guys have been giving up a ton of yardage in the passing game, even though we've had that extra defensive back on the field. So that's just where they've been really taking advantage of our defense so far. There hasn't been, I don't think, a need for the better teams to run against us. And the lesser teams have just struggled in general. So we haven't been tested. I am fired up about this game because I'm tired of, even though it's great that we got momentum from the Bears and the Jets, over at Bolts from the Blue, none of us know what we have.
Right.
We have no idea. So you guys are an amazing test for us to really give us a good, mean, gritty team that's going to, really give it to us in the trenches. And I want to see how our boys respond.
Yeah. So with that said, Kyle, if we can make the transition, Jeremy, to talking about those elite pass rushers, because I feel like we should not ignore that any further. It's Khalil Mack. It's Joey Bosa. These are two prime time, big time. Let us know what the Lions are in store for with those pass rushers, because you see it on a surface level and it's like those guys are going to make hay each and every week.
Yeah. So and the crazy thing is, we've been waiting for the Joey Bosa Khalil Mack pairing to come alive since they traded for him. But then Joey was hurt pretty much all last season. And even when he came back, he got hurt again. This season, so the fan base has just been dying to see those two come together and dominate. And guys, the reality for this team right now is, I don't know how closely you guys follow, like, I don't know why you would, other teams' salary cap situations, but we basically had the decision last year to either realize that we screwed up and probably get rid of a player or two to then be able to re-sign some internal guys and be able to make the transition to start adjusting for having to account for an elevated quarterback cap hit with Justin Herbert's, cap now starting to be on par with a veteran quarterback in the next couple of years. Instead, they just restructured 4 contracts, which is something they've never done. I think Khalil Mack's restructure the year before, I think, was the first time that they've done that. They're not a team that pushes money into the future. They pushed $40 million worth of cap into the next 2 years, 33 next year, 7 next year. Really want to see it go down. And not only did those two come alive, but Tui Tuipulotu has been an absolute revelation. And that is who Detroit fans need to watch out for next week. Even though, Ryan, you brought up a good point that Joey's been hurt this season, but if you actually look at his production, it hasn't been light. And it's because Tuli's been able to come in, and while Joey's recovering from injury, he's been just deployed in a pass rush specialist role. They've kept him off the field for rundowns. They've let him just come in and save his energy, save his body, and he's actually responded really well to it. In the Tennessee game, he only took 19 snaps. He got to the quarterback twice. 2 sacks, not just a hurry, but he actually brought down the quarterback twice. So this spell role for Joey, rotational role, has helped keep him fresh. And now that he's ramping up again, it's been very encouraging to see. So yes, Joey, Khalil, great, but watch Tuli, because he's our young second round rookie that has been, he's not the most, refined with his pass rush moves, but the dude's got a motor like no other. And he and Joey are forming this really bromantic relationship that's awesome to see. They're celebrating each other, doing each other's dances. It's awesome, man.
Well, it should be one of the marquee matchups this week, obviously, with Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker both playing at the top of their games as well. And yeah, it feels like, I don't know. It feels like, Ryan, maybe you feel similar. It feels like every week there is this matchup, and the Lions did an okay job against Max Crosby when it came to pass protection, but he was kind of a menace in the run game. And I'll check in with you here, Kyle. Like, I feel like some of these guys are just as good at run defense as they are in pass protection. In particular, Khalil Mack. I mean, we're obviously more than familiar with that guy with all the years he terrorized us in Chicago. Is that accurate to say that these guys can also play the run pretty well?
Yeah, Tuli's been splitting his assignments pretty effectively. Joey sometimes can be a little overly excited to win with a spin move and give away the outside, like kind of take away the containment. So if you send a couple kind of off tackle runs his direction, sometimes he will blow it. He has been less of a run defender the last couple years, but he also addressed that in the offseason, that he wanted to add a little bit more weight and do better in that regard. So it's tough to say where he's at right now. There's been some games where I've been like, Joey, what are you doing? There's been some games where he's looked a little better. But now that but I also saw a very different Joey Bosa last week than I've seen in the last year and a half. He did look healthy and unimpaired for the first time in forever. So I'm very curious to see how he comes out.
So let's move to the back end of the Chargers defense, because the secondary really, really intrigues me from this standpoint. Let's start at the beginning. J.C. Jackson. What happened there, Kyle? Like, I mean, big, high-profile free agent, big price tag, and then he's back to New England. Like what's up with that?
It's an even more heartbreaking story than you might realize, because the Chargers fan base was so behind him this last offseason. Because the guy, had a terrible knee injury, sucks. And he struggled last year. He was not looking good to begin with. It looked like just a very poor assessment of his skill set by Brandon Staley, with that match pattern style of play. He's not somebody that can just that excels in that like different scenario where, hey, sometimes we're going to have you play zone. So you're going to have to watch these guys pick up on a key and then figure out which player you're going to stick with in the match pattern. And plays off the ball a lot, which I think in New England, he was more of kind of like a presser, kind of more in your face type cornerback. In Brandon Staley's scheme, that wasn't the case. He struggled with it. And some stuff came out like, oh, I need to go hit the playbook harder. We're like, dude, it's week 6. Like that, the time for the playbook was in the off season. What are you talking about? But then he got hurt. It was a big time bummer. He was posting rehab videos of himself decked out in Chargers gear, working his butt off in the off season. So everyone was like, dude, this is going to be the reclamation story of the year. This is going to be sick. Like, we're going to have the comeback player. Awesome. Not the award you want, but it's something for us because we don't get too many of those awards. He came back and from the get-go was blowing assignments. Again, couldn't really figure out the match pattern. Was just, he got torched by Tyreek Hill. I blame that on the coaching staff. I don't know why you would allow a guy that's recovering from, patellar tendon surgery or a tear in his first game back in what was a pretty accelerated schedule to return to play, to take on literally the one guy in the league you should not be covering until you're very confident in that leg. And there were a couple routes that, as a guy that's blown his ACL and meniscus, I can kind of recognize when you're favoring something or just don't have the confidence to plant and push. And that's what he looked like to me. What was disappointing to me was he had a legal case where I think he missed the game, even though Brandon Staley claimed that his him not being activated to the game day roster or was a healthy scratch effectively, was not because of this court case. There was a warrant out for his arrest in New England during one of our games. So he wasn't activated for that one or wasn't playing in that game. And then he was kind of in the doghouse trying to earn his way back, and it just never happened. And the final straw was him saying he wasn't going to go in and play when Michael Davis got banged up on a play. He was benched. They tried to tell him to go in and take some snaps for Mike to give Mike a breather, and he said no. And that ultimately led to him being shipped out. Why the heck they didn't void his contract then? Because that would be failure to, accrue your services or failure to uphold your contract with both that warrant for his arrest that was out there and saying no to going in and playing while your player's injured. In my mind, those are two reasons why the NFLPA would recognize. They might try to arbitrate it, but right. Normally that is a reason why you were allowed to avoid a contract. Instead, we restructured it, gave him an $8 million check, and told him to enjoy his time in New England. Which
I'm sure you love. I'm sure you love him going to New England too, of all places.
Right. You gotta love that, right? Too, yeah. So how have they pivoted though? You had the expectation that he's going to be a big time player. How have the Chargers kind of picked up the pieces in the aftermath of, okay, now we got to go to plan B?
Michael Davis, when they brought him in, Michael Davis was struggling in his first year under Brandon Staley's scheme. But before, under Gus Bradley's, he had done very well and was one of our better cornerbacks. He was an undrafted free agent. He's not a household name, but he's a bigger cornerback. He's got speed, good traits, and he really developed and did well. And even after that first down year, which kind of led to them bringing in J.C. Jackson, he did improve. So the defensive backfield didn't really, I wouldn't say it didn't miss a step last year, but it did just fine and actually performed a little bit better in the weeks after he left. Jasir Taylor is a was a 6th-round draft pick. He's a guy to definitely keep your eye on because he's a very, I'd say high motor guy. He's got a good, he's our slot cornerback. He's got a good nose for the football. He really tries to impact the run game. I wouldn't say he's not coming in and slamming running backs, but he's willing. And he's a very cerebral special teamers. His success on special teams is actually what led to them giving him a shot. So the pairing of Asante Samuel is a ball hawk on the boundary, Michael Davis kind of filling that role that J.C. Jackson was supposed to play, and Jasir Taylor in the slot was serviceable enough. The problem is this year, Michael Davis has been allowing a lot of cushion and a lot of catches, giving up a lot of yards. So the cornerbacks haven't been performing to the degree we would have expected, even if they just carried over what they did last year. But Alohi Gilman coming in as a safety has been he's been, bad pun, a lightning rod. The guy's been killing it. So very excited to see how he develops. And I hope they're able to extend him, even though we have no money next year.
All right. We are going to close things out with one of my favorite segments that we do across all podcasts, and it's called the One Thing We Think We Know, which is not a straight-up prediction unless you want it to be. It is a prediction about any aspect of the game. You can predict Justin Herbert's going to throw 3 interceptions. You can predict Austin Ekeler is going to get 3 touchdowns. You can predict Aiden Hutchinson is going to get 15 sacks. Or you can predict the winner. But we each take a turn claiming the one thing we think we know. Because we're springing this on you, Kyle, I forgot to tell you about it pre-show. We're going to make Ryan go first. We actually make him go first every time, but I wanted to make it seem like it's a favor to you. Ryan, what is the one thing you think you know for Lions Chargers?
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the one thing we think we know. The one thing that I think I know, Jeremy, the over-under for this game is set at 48.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
Over. I know that teams are scoring at a lower clip than they have in, it's like almost 20 years. I think I saw, it was like since 2007, like offense is way down. But here's the thing. You look at some of the games where the Chargers have given up boatloads of points. The Dolphins, they've given up a lot of points too. They gave up a lot of points to Kansas City. 2 teams in the top 10 in DVOA for offense. Who have the Lions given up a lot of points to? The Seattle Seahawks. And also the Baltimore Ravens, 2 teams in the top 10 in DVOA on offense. What do these 2 teams this week have in common, Jeremy?
I'm guessing they're both top 10 offenses in DVOA.
You got that right, my friend. So I think that like 48.5 is just a low number. I think that both these teams are gonna score points. I really do. So I'm gonna say over 48.5 for sure.
Interesting. A little shootout on the West Coast this week. I like it. It's the game of the week for CBS. They're sending their first team broadcasters, and I'm sure they'd love that.
They got a officiating crew that throws a lot of flags, so maybe like some 70-yard pass interference plays.
Why would you even say that when you know that hurts me? I hate that. All right, Kyle, we make you go second here. What is the one thing you think you know about Lions Chargers?
Yeah. I hope this doesn't seem like a cop-out, but they often say that the turnover differential is what's going to win a game. I think this game is going to be about who gets the most sacks. I think the team that gets to the quarterback the most is going to win, because I think for both teams, that is a strength they're bringing to the game. And it's going to be a battle of, who's able to flex that strength more than the other.
It's a good one. No. And what the Chargers, I believe, are second in the NFL with 31 sacks. The Lions only have 21. But interestingly enough, I believe 17 or 18 of those have come in 3 games. The other 3 or 4 were spread across the other 5 games. So it's very hit and miss. But it sounds like maybe there's an opportunity for this to be one of those hit weeks.
And Jeremy, how many of those were given up to backup quarterbacks?
That's also
another.
Yes,
like
true.
How much weight do you put on that?
That's true. It's a very good point. The one thing I think I know is that I think the Lions are going to expose that this Chargers run defense isn't as good as their statistics show. I feel like they're going to have David Montgomery. They're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs. We're going to see both those guys get a heavy share. I think even though teams have attacked the Chargers team by passing the ball a lot, that's not what the Lions are going to do. I don't think the Lions are going to stray from who they are, and who they are is a team that likes to be that physically imposing team that I'm not sure if the Chargers can keep up with up the middle. The edges are going to be tough, We just talked about how good they are on the edges, both in terms of pass rush and run defense. That's going to be tough, but they're going to try to run up the middle with David Montgomery. They're going to try to do the same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs, and they're going to probably put both those guys out on the field at some point as well at the same time, and then you don't really know what's coming. But that's what I think I know for this matchup. Kyle, before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity to promote your stuff, promote wherever your content is, whatever content is out there, whether it's Bolts from the Blue or whatever. You want to promote your real estate? That's fine too.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy or sell in Southern California. No, I am a real estate agent by trade, so thanks for throwing that out there. And home flipper. So if you're into those HGTV shows, that's what I do, and it's crazy.
There you go. While I'm in LA, I'll try to see if I can get you a reality show.
There you go. Please. No, but I'm on Bolts from the Blue. It's our version of your guys' Pride of Detroit over at SB Nation. I'm just noodling around on there and on Twitter at the Kyle D. It didn't mean for that to sound kind of dickish. I don't really like at the Kyle D, but see my last name, and there's no other way. There's not too many ways to abbreviate it that makes sense. And Kyle D was already taken, and Kyle D. So at the Kyle D is what I'm stuck with.
And you guys have the honor, by the way, of having Arif Hassan write for you a little bit right now, and he's one of my favorite people that write in the NFL. So if you want more Kyle, if you want some more Arif, definitely go check out their site over there because they do a great job over there.
Awesome. Thanks again for having me, guys.
Of course. Well, it's time to get out of here for our podcast audience. We have some things to take care of for our live audience. So again, this is another plug. You should be watching the show live on twitch.tv/Pride of Detroit or youtube.com/@Pride of Detroit. But for our podcast audience, thank you for listening. It's chaos. Be kind.
Recording stopped.
Well, that was a chaotic segment for our live audience, especially on Twitch. Apparently, our audio went out for about 5 minutes, and then it came back on, and we were high pitched. I don't know. It wasn't affected on YouTube, apparently. But apparently
a lot of people were saying it was the best show ever. So.
Yeah, a lot of people saying they liked it outside of the part where we talked about Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa for 5 minutes and no one heard it on Twitch. But more importantly than all of that, and guys, if you missed any of it, either hop over and watch it on YouTube or listen to the podcast when it's up on the stream tomorrow. But more importantly, we have some business to take care of because MNUFC dropped a $500 donation to Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, man.
Who says, love this community and all the good it puts out into the world. Let's go Lions. Thank you for the very generous donation and all the good you just put out into the world. And you'll also get to write a Pride of Detroit article with that $500 donation. So we're going to get a lot of guest articles this year, which is amazing. And then it's also amazing because Joshua Mercer followed that up with a $250 donation, which pole vaulted us to over $9,000 raised. Thank you so much, Joshua. It says Kyle's wife gets to egg him for wanting to shave his stash. LOL.
All right, guys. Well, I'll be right back then.
Okay.
All right.
What was that?
No, you're good. You're great.
Yeah, internet's breaking down. I mean, no, just kidding. I'll be right back, guys.
You guys did it. In case you don't know what's about to happen, Kyle, assuming he gets the okay from his wife, he's about to just shave and do a mustache.
I don't think he cares. I think he's just going to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You guys want me to? Should I go do this and then call her in and get the live reaction or something?
Oh man, that'd be great.
You got to make sure she's okay with being on. We don't want to record her without her permission.
I'll be right back, guys.
Das Gibb, thank you for the 25-month subscribe to the channel. Says Twitch streak, baby. That's right. You've been subscribed for 9 straight months, so your streak has now had a baby. Infrangibles, thank you for the 7-month subscribe to the channel. Bryce Olson, 21 months subscribed to the channel. MN UFC, including his big donation, also 31 months subscribed to the channel. Says see you all in LA, taking a red eye back Sunday night, but it's all worth it. So am I, and not a direct flight. I think I'm stopping in Dallas Fort Worth, but I am also taking the red eye back from LA to Detroit. Kyle is an S tier guest, 100%. Yes, and that is true. Chris will officially be at the game. I have his credential in my satchel. Do you want to see it, Chris? Or maybe I shouldn't show it on screen. Someone could make a counterfeit and pretend to be you.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I'll send you a picture. If you want to join, I do want to watch Thursday Night Football, so we won't stay too much longer, but obviously we have to stay for what? I got to spin the wheel. I guess that's all I have to do is spin the wheel. Because our friend Kyle is taking care of the rest. He's taking the egg. He's taking the mustache. Why the hell do you want to watch this mustache? Watch this matchup? Jesus. I don't know. Because I'm a masochist. Because I'm a completist.
As everybody is saying, I think we have a new favorite Kyle.
Well, listen, we have to. Barber is a good person. He by the way, he loves Pride of Detroit. I don't know if people understand how much Kyle appreciates the work we do and loves our community and I hate to use this word because I don't know if it accurate. Like I can sense envy. Like he wants to turn Baltimore Beatdown and the fans for Baltimore Beatdown into people as awesome as all of you are. And so
good luck.
I would also agree. But yeah, I don't. And you know what? I bet Kyle Barber would do half this stuff too. Honestly, is it helium again? Oh, let me go. Desktop. There we go.
I'm not hearing any helium, so.
Well, no, oh, you mean through Twitch? You should.
Yeah.
The audio's been perfectly fine on Zoom, so the actual audio files you should be getting.
No, I was watching
fine.
on Twitch, so I didn't hear any helium.
Oh, you never heard the helium?
Nope. I just got home though.
Weird.
LA traffic being what it is. Yes, it is late in the week, but I will be there. So immediately that means having to catch up on all these stupid plans.
So yeah, apparently you missed one heck of a stream.
I'm just really hoping it's not on the Zoom stuff.
It shouldn't be.
Because it will.
There's no reason.
We'll see.
Because it was fine on YouTube. Apparently, we never heard any issues here, so I don't understand why. I assume it's a Twitch issue. During this, like I was trying to look at I was like looking at Twitch support on Twitter. I didn't see anything. I literally have a Twitter search up for Twitch audio, and no one seems to be saying anything.
Interesting.
So I don't really know what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I tried changing the desktop audio properties and all that sort of stuff, and nothing seemed to change anything. So I don't know.
Seems we got it. I just want to know why the hell you want to watch this game tonight.
Why wouldn't I? Wow, there it is.
No matter what, the Bears get to hold on to a pick. So hey,
Here we go. We're back.
Very well done, sir.
Groovy.
That is
groovy.
I mean, honestly, if I didn't know what you were about to do was what you're about to do, I'd be like, oh, there's Kyle.
Actually,
that's it. Like it looks natural on you.
I'll say this, and maybe Ryan will get this.
This is our producer, by the way, Kyle.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. Nice to meet you, man.
Ryan, I'm just gonna say a name to you, and you just tell me yes or no. Joey Ryan.
Yes.
Okay. I like it.
I don't know what that means.
Joey Ryan.
Probably not someone to Google anymore. I just realized he had his.
Who is this guy?
He's a pro wrestler. He's a pro wrestler.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, he was putting sun oil down his Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So this is Chris, our producer.
Hi. Technically host for other things, but
True.
Yes.
So
don't you start with the Olive Garden shit.
So what's the wifey situation now?
she said, as long as, so I haven't mentioned this. We've been talking football, but my first child is due at the end of December.
Oh, wow.
And
congratulations.
thanks, guys. And I was told, for the love of God, if you don't have your beard back by the time we're taking baby photos.
Uh-oh.
So, no.
Did you do that math?
I did the math. Yeah. It'll be back, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
It'll be all right.
And also,
That
sorry,
thing
good.
is-
I know the producer on Bolts in the Blue also just had a child this week or last week.
We had a good spring. We had
Yeah.
a good spring.
we're having a lot of great babies, apparently.
Good stuff. All right. Well, speaking of babies, I need to go take care of mine.
Mhm.
So
That's fair.
The only other thing I will add in the Kyle rankings that I was listening to you guys while unfortunately Kyle, whose name I am still getting the rhythm down on.
Come on,
your name.
Italian. This is your wheelhouse.
It's long for even an Italian name, and I'm a cut Italian in that it was cut
Yeah.
off at Ellis Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like there should be a couple vowels. I think you have more than that, and now it's not on my screen anymore. So
True.
Kyle. Hold on, I got this. I just need to.
Yeah,
Kyle Dimini Cantanio.
Oh, so close.
See, I want to say like Dominican. It makes me
That's
feel
right.
like Dominican
No.
there. Yeah.
You say it literally the way it took me
De
until I was like 20
Dominicanio.
to teach
Yeah.
people how to say it, but it's
Yeah.
the Dominican Republic, the Dominican Tanio.
Tanio. Yeah. Wonderful.
Tanio.
When in
Wonderful.
doubt, just speak faster, shake your wrist,
Oh.
and then just spaghettios it at the end.
Oh, you're in Carlsbad. Now I have to like hit you up because I keep eyeballing places to live in Carlsbad. I'm in LA, so like, yeah.
Dude, come on down. I'm working on a flip right now in Oceanside. Hey,
We might have to talk about that depending on my
Ocean views.
job situation at some point. Anyway, the only thing I want to add to the Kyle thing is that Kyle, the other Kyle Barber, at least, is a king of shithousery playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's all I really have to add to this.
There you go.
he's the Ravens guy.
Yes.
He is the
he
Raven.
is. Yeah, he is the
Awesome.
Ravens guy.
And number
But,
one big POD.
Oh, that's right.
fan.
Kyle,
Yeah.
by the way, prepared for this show by watching that episode because he's a
Instead
true
of doing
professional.
research like I should have,
No, that is research.
Yeah. I
You-
just wanted to have your guys' vibe down, which is a good vibe, man. Good vibe.
You have added to the vibes. You have made our vibes go from here to immaculate. Immaculate
Hey, I love
vibes.
it, guys.
We are a vibes-based podcast and have been for
I-
8 years long.
I would argue that you pushed the vibes to new highs. So you've definitely
Guys.
set a standard for future guests in this month that they will not reach.
True.
So
Oh, hey, anytime you guys want to get together, man, I'm happy to do it. This was a lot of fun.
And plus,
Bravo
I
to
mean,
you.
I gotta say, we've got a little bit of love for Detroit at BFTB because you guys picked two of our big draft crushes, man. We were crushing hard on Jack Campbell and Sam Laporta. So
oh, really?
very, very stoked to see you guys grab both of them.
Listen.
out of curiosity, yeah.
If you do have an addiction to Iowa, there are helplines available to that. I just want you to let you know there is help available for you.
I don't know if you know this, but Michael Peterson's actually not on maternity leave. He's in, Iowa rehab right now.
Oh,
Too much
no.
Iowa fan.
Too
It was
much
all
corn.
coming.
Too much corn.
No, he Mike went to Iowa and played tight end for them, so he's a big Iowa fan. But
wait,
did
he went to Iowa to play tight end, and he's not a Hall of Fame tight end in the NFL.
I haven't wanted to bring it up, man.
Black sheep of the family. Black sheep.
It's one of those awkward things in the group chat. We all want to say it, but no one's saying it. But
Oh, man.
no, it's Sam Laporta it was very cool seeing a team. And I know I saw you guys mention this on your 5 questions that you sent to us, or that you answered for us, talking about positional value and drafting Jack Campbell and being like, but how have you liked him so far? Because when I have tuned in and seen him play, I've been pretty stoked seeing that some of those traits that we thought he had have translated, but I'm not watching day in, day out. What's going on?
It's interesting because I think they're still trying to figure out the best way to use him. Like they're thrilled about him, that they're just trying to throw him out there in any way they can. And the problem is they have two linebackers that are playing really well right now in Derek Barnes and Alex Anzalone, and so they haven't really had an opportunity to play him full-time as the Mike linebacker, which is, I think, where he's eventually going to play. So they've been playing him on the edge a bunch recently, and that's not his game. I don't think he's a good edge rusher yet.
Yeah.
He has like the physical traits, and I think they want to build that in. But like they're starting to drop him back more into the Mike role, and I think he might be there full time now. We'll see. Like he was against the Raiders. I think he played like 70% of the snaps at the Mike, and I think maybe that was them being like, all right, let's not mess around with. Let's just put him where we think he's going to play.
They are having a bit of a issue of, not a bad issue to have, in that Alex Anzalone is still playing at an incredibly high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's starting to be a bit of a buildup of like, where do you play him at linebackers, because Anzalone is just murking out.
Right, which is why he's playing the will now, and they have Derek Barnes, who they're kind of scaling his snaps back.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha,
well,
that dude covers ground like a free safety in the middle of the field, man. Jack Campbell can just.
He's made
it's a no-fly zone.
He's made a few like jaw-dropping plays so far, and he's been my pick, kind of now that we're out of the bye week here, for like the guy that's going to break out in the second half of the season. I do think so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see against us this week, because not to say that like that's an area of the field that if the team starts using Quentin Johnston the way they should,
right,
that's where he's had the most success. It's kind of in the middle, middle zones. So I know that's not going to be easy with, Jack Soup coming through. We'll see. That's what you guys should call him. I'm just telling you. That's what we were calling him.
I mean, there's kind of one too many Campbells in the kitchen though here with Dan.
That's true.
We've already used up all the soup puns.
You guys do use that? Okay, awesome.
I mean, I don't know if I'm wearing it now, but like there's literally like a T-shirt out there that's just like Dan Campbell's soup.
I thought I made an emoji for the soup can too.
We might. Do we have chat? Do we have? I think
it might not be. I think it should be, but there it is. There it is. Yeah. Flint Town has it.
In our Twitch.
Pride of Kneecap. It's called Pride of Kneecap for whatever reason. Oh, right, because it's kneecap soup. I remember.
Yes.
Now. Yeah. All right, Kyle. Well, I know these guys probably will hang out for a little bit longer, but I'm gonna go. It was a pleasure talking to you, buddy.
Absolute pleasure.
And have a great weekend, and I'll see you.
Hey, you and I are following each other now, man. So looking forward to keep on chatting it up and whatnot.
Heck yeah, man. Take care. See you guys.
You too, man. Have a great one. Bye.
Later, Ryan. So Chad is asking, and we don't have to follow. Again, you are in control of your own destiny here. You are not beholden to anything they say. But they're wondering if an egg from the wife is coming.
I mean, dude, I told you guys.
Oh yeah, we had to get to 10K for that, right?
I don't know. The price might changed after I've seen fools dropping 500, man.
That's right. We did agree to 10K for that. Now I do understand that.
I'll tell you what. What total are we at right now?
I think, are we at 9,000 even? I have to pull up because my screen is too small. Yeah, we're at 9,000 even. No, he said 10K. Let's be clear. He did say 10K. But I will say this. Because who was it? Someone donated and redeemed the egg on the head. It was Josh.
If people yeah.
Oh.
I want to talk over this because I feel like we shouldn't be privy to whatever is happening right now.
Yeah, unfortunately I haven't gone out and gotten groceries yet, so I have no eggs to join or take a load from anything. So it'll have to happen Monday.
Believe.
The Zoe, by the way, thank you for the 8 months. Says love the Lions, love you guys. Hey, appreciate you, man.
If there's a number that they could donate,
and brand new minivan, thank you for the follow.
We can mute him. Can't you mute him just so we don't have to hear that?
Alzheimer's research.
Maybe I'll do it just
because.
This is. I'll let him have his conversation in privacy.
Yeah.
But yeah. To Josh, like I'll take on the egg. Probably not. Not tonight. I muted you just because we could hear some of that conversation, Kyle. I didn't know where it was going, so I muted you for safety's sake.
I actually left it on so you guys could hear the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Okay.
I felt like I was intruding, and I felt a little uncomfortable.
No.
But
All good. To get you caught to speed, they told me I look like Ted Lasso, so we were making believe jokes.
Nice.
She said that if it gets to, so forgive me for setting my price, but my wife added 500 to it. She said 2,500 on the night, and she would crack an egg on my head.
You've
Okay.
said it.
That
Here's
gets
the
us
problem.
to
You've said a number.
10,500 is the number.
You've said a solid number.
there you go.
Like, and as I've learned before, when someone wanted me to like keep Kyle, the other Kyle, off of the stream, very quickly they raised like I think it was donated subs, but like people are very quick on those buttons.
So, sweetheart, how much time till dinner?
It's terrifying.
JT Sam, yes. If we get to 10,000, I will do the Extreme Wheel of Pain tonight.
I can. Yeah. She is starting cooking.
Okay.
So I will say I have about, how much time do you guys want on here? How much more time do you guys want to hang out?
Honestly, like 15, 20 minutes tops.
Okay. 15 minutes left.
We can always have you
About
record
halfway-
a video
halfway
or
through the
something. Let
salmon
me pull up
video in
this
there.
prime.
If
Let
they
me pull
pull it
up
off,
this
you get to
prime.
crack an egg on my head.
Dogs in the garage.
Dogs are in the garage. Yeah. Leave them in there till I'm done. I love you.
Okay, so
We're locked in.
the total amount that we need to get to the night for the egg on the head for our guest, which is ridiculous, is 10,500. The total. If we get to 10,000, I will also spin the wheel of extreme pain. I will, in a few minutes here, I will spin the wheel of regular pain because we crossed over 9,000. 10.5K. JT Sam says he will match the next dono up to $500.
Jesus Christ, this is what I'm talking about.
This is awesome, man.
This is crazy.
This is awesome.
So while I wait for chat to figure that out, I will.
By the way, I'll push again. Since we hit the cooking stream, I'm still looking for anyone's suggestions on what I should be cooking on the stream. We have dessert figured out as affogato with homemade ice cream and espresso. So we just need to figure out everything else.
My man, Chris, do you make those at home regularly?
Yeah. Well, I haven't made ice cream before, and that's part of the allure of the cooking stream is there's going to be failure. But I do have a mocha pot, and I am becoming a coffee snob because it's part of my habit to try to kick another habit, which is energy drinks, which are destroying my heart.
Gotcha.
So,
My wife and I make affogatos for our guests. Like that's our favorite thing.
Well, usually I'm making cold brew, so it's not. This is my first step into like espresso, and I didn't really splurge for the machine because I don't have room for appliances. So I just got a mocha pot, one of those Italian mocha pots, which I figure is the next best thing. So. And some of the guys I work with on the radio are massive coffee snobs to the point where one of my guys in Nashville has a journal for different types of coffee flavor profiles as he samples single origins from around the world. Like that's
nice.
These are the degenerates I'm working with.
Nice.
Oh, the Bears are in their old goal line. Oh, damn, they got out though.
Oh yeah, there's a terrible football game on tonight.
Well,
yeah, oh my God, and they're wearing the orange helmets too. This is oh my God.
Okay. Joshua Mercer just donated $500.
Let's go.
Says Kyle's wife gets to egg him for having a stash. LOL again. I believe that's the same message, but is that a new that is a new donation though, right? It didn't just Yeah, that is a new donation. That is a new $500. And GT Sam said he was going to match the next one up to $500. We'll see if that happens. In the meantime, a couple questions I want to answer. If I was once a POD subscriber, do I still get the free POD direct after donating $100? Yes, you will still get sent a coupon code for that. So if you're already a subscriber, you can gift it to someone else. Whatever you want to do with it, that's fine. While we continue to wait here, I do want to spin the wheel of pain here. I can't get it to move out of the way. There we go. That's fine. Wait, you probably need to be able to see what it lands on when I spin it. There we go. All right. Let me just make sure I can do all these things.
Come on, D.
There it is.
D's nuts.
$500 from JT Sam, which means we're at an even 10,000 now. We have officially crossed over to 10,000, which means 1, I'm going to watch a scary movie. 2, we're about to do the spin of the extreme pain wheel after I do the regular wheel of pain. And then it also means now we are $500 away from Kyle getting an egg in his face from his wife. This is off the rails.
Is it like head?
It's wherever you want. At this point, you can decide. We've done both. It's a little bit more satisfying for the audience, I think, if you go forehead. It's a lot less convenient for you if you go top of the head, because then it's a hair situation and all that.
Sorry, I had to sense.
And I would also recommend not doing it while you're sitting in a chair. You don't want it all over your chair.
We need a splash zone.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get weird.
It might get a little weird. All right, let's kick things off here with the spin of the wheel of pain. I'm hoping
spin of the what? Spin of the
wheel of pain.
No, I thought you said spin the wheel pain or something. I don't.
All right, here we go.
Worked for a long time.
Gonna get so egg faced.
Whipped cream again. All right, I'll do the whipped cream face. Let me get it real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll set up the wheel for the ridiculous one. That's your favorite, isn't it, Paul?
Oh, good Lord in heaven! What is this? Let me see this flag here real quick. I think we might actually have our first score in this Panthers-Chicago game, and it might be very funny.
Okay. Still $500 away, by the way.
Come on, D.
There's 20. 20 from Icy Water.
Your punishment was whipped cream, man?
No, that was for myself.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You want a little bit too, Zazu? No. Here.
Jill, I'm not really an arbiter of the Wheel of Pain. I don't understand its mechanics like Jeremy does. He just tells me when I need to eat the wasabi.
What did I do wrong?
She says, isn't it 2 spins the Wheel of Pain plus the mega extreme spin?
I don't know. That's a gray area. We've never crossed over this thing where technically every 1,000 is a spin on the regular Wheel of Pain. But when you go to 9 to 10,000, does that mean you get both? I don't know. All right. Either way, whipped cream in the face. Here we go. Zazu really is excited about this.
I'm sure he is. He is more excited than Ruby when he sees dead leaves outside and wants to eat them. There he goes. There's the bastard.
There we go.
It's like Christmas out here. Get on in there.
Oh, God, it's going up my nostrils. No, don't lick. No. Here, there's still some more. Why don't you come here? Right here. It's my face.
There's too much. There's too much goodness.
By the way, not to try to entice anyone to watch this god-awful Thursday night football game, but there was a Panthers score first with a punt return for a touchdown to just add to the misery and shithouse of Chicago.
Something we didn't talk about in the Chargers game.
What's that?
They had a punt return touchdown on Monday.
2 games in a row where the first score was a punt return.
It's almost like special teams matter, Jeremy.
No, they still don't. I mean, they matter once every... Sorry, you're done, buddy. Sorry, there goes your last name.
Hey, that worked out conveniently for you.
Right? Who knew that whipped cream got rid of Sharpie? All right, all done, buddy.
JT Sam says he's redeeming 5 eggs instead of an article.
Are you serious?
All right, so I'm going to buy 2 dozen eggs when I go to the store tomorrow, is what you're saying.
Okay, stop. I know you're
Frog Bark, you're way behind. It's already a commercial for me.
It's also available here on Twitch, by the way. I always try to remind people, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can literally just watch Thursday Night Football on Twitch for free. Thank you for the $20, by the way. Zazu, Jesus Christ.
Oh, so it was a former Bear who took it back, too. Nope. Amir Smith-Marset.
All right.
I might be safe, man. We only have like 10 more minutes, and we're
It's
petering.
true. It's true.
We're petering.
Have we peaked, chat? Are we gonna Kyle offered this. I mean, he's already done a lot for us, but once in a lifetime opportunity here to egg in the face a guest who we only met an hour ago, an hour and 30 minutes ago.
We haven't known each other nearly long enough to just be egging each other's face.
Right.
You at least want to take him out for dinner first.
Yeah. Gosh. I need to get called back. I need a little more security, you know. And this is
That's
fun.
okay. This just means we're building the empire of Pride of Detroit. You know, you join up there with, Rob Zagalinsky's being a little beer. Can't say that, but so we need something to replace him for the shithousery.
Oh,
No,
man.
that's a lie. Rob's always welcome back, even though I'm still gonna fight him.
All right. We can't do the bean cereal because Ryan's not here.
Those fucking beans, man.
All right. Here's what we'll have. Oh God. On the extreme wheel of pain. The sour pickle balls that I bought that just look absolutely atrocious.
Those look like just death.
Eat dog food, which I'll do. I guess a bowlful. I don't know, spoonful. Fart spray in the face, ice in the pants, or smelling salts. All of those I do have currently in possession.
I am
Smelling
terrified
salts
of
aren't
you
bad.
just telling.
I've
stuff.
never done smelling salts. I'm kind of afraid of them.
done smelling salts. Like it's a.
I don't know why the colors are all weird, but that's what it looks like.
If you do the smelling salts, we're going to coach you through it because there's a right way and there's a way that'll mess you up. So
Are you going to teach me to do the way that messes me up? Because I think our live audience would appreciate that more.
it's too bad. Okay, for another $500.
No, wait. I have to agree to that. Okay. I think we're good here. The one I really don't want is ice in the pants because I've done that before and it is even worse than it sounds.
Come on, Dees.
$100 from Dreskel, donated to the Alzheimer's Association. Thank you, Dreskel. Let me see if you got a message here, or what did you redeem here? Another egg. So how many are we up to? This isn't for you, by the way. So JT Sam wants all 500 of him to be eggs. You didn't specify who. $69 from Troy Barnes gets up to $10,189, which is $311. So we need Chet to come original.
Booyaka.
Away from 10,500. Thank you, Troy Barnes, who wants to mute a podcast. Can I decide later? You can. I will try to make a note for... Where's my list of stuff? So there's another mute for Troy Barnes. There are 5 eggs. You redeemed a cowboy hat? I missed that. All right, you get a little mini cowboy hat. I'm struggling to catch up here. JT Sam, can you save my eggs for a specific stream? Yes. You can. Dreskel, did you want the egg tonight? Are you still around? And then after that, we'll... I had to drop the 311 line. Would you have preferred an amber pun? Save your egg? Okay. We'll do that. 5 eggs for JT Sam, 1 egg for Dreskel. Okay. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's spin the wheel of extreme pain for the first time ever in Movember
It better
history.
be on fire. There better be like Satan horns on it. Like, what's
if
your
someone
graphic?
if someone wants to mock that up,
Come
go
on,
for it.
Dees.
$100 from
fire.
Anonymous. An anonymous $100 gets us 211 away Zazu is very excited. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate all the support. Anonymous, no.
Oh my goodness!
requests. What?
I'm sorry. I'm watching Tyson Bagent trying to play something that vaguely resembles American football.
All right, I'm gonna spin this because I can't take it myself. I can't take the anticipation anymore. Please stop. Fart spray. The fart spray. I don't know how bad this is gonna be. I know some people have suggested that these can be really bad and I should open up a window.
These nuts.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to throw that suggestion into the wind. $100 from Kronos and Anake.
Come on, Dees.
Says, let's see this egg.
These
$20 from Benda Bull. $427. Now we are just $91 away. My goodness.
Where are we at? Like 5 minutes? Where did we say?
I have no idea. I did not throw a timer out there. What time is it now? 8:50. We'll give you guys 5 minutes. That seem fair? 5 minutes.
There we go. What's the record for money you guys have raised on a pot?
I don't know.
I think, what was it last year, Jeremy? 44,000?
No.
Oh, on an individual.
I don't know how much we've done on an individual stream. Last year we raised about $28,000 for the entire month.
Gotcha.
I thought we raised a lot more than that.
No. Kronos, I see that you want to change my background to Baby Shark. I will do that. Got it. I'll do that on the podcast on Monday. So Baby Shark background. I'm gonna write that down. Okay. I will go get the fart spray. See what that whole thing smells like. I'll be right back.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna distract you.
Filling at that number. I like it.
Yep.
I like it.
I really like it. I really like it. Where'd my cat go?
Trying to mentally do the gymnastics around how I would set this place up for an egg dump.
Some plastic there.
I walk in
Like
just
American Psycho
as Joshua Mercer drops a $91 donation. Says, sorry, Kyle.
Dude, I just got chills. All
We're
right.
at 10,500 exactly.
Jesus
Anyone,
Christ, hold on.
Can anyone send Dexter over to my house to lay down some plastic and prepare for this thing?
Where's Michael C.
This is
Paul when you
some
need
Hugh,
him?
you want me to play some Huey Lewis in the news too?
Glimpsey says, walk around in public with the fart spray sprayed all over you. Or
I don't want to read all that. It gets vile.
Oh, God.
It gets pre-read that before you commit to reading that text, Jeremy.
Is like robing up suggested, maybe?
I don't know.
That work?
I don't think so. I think anything that
is
has...
it going in the wash?
Yeah, it would go in the wash. Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out because, I'm trying to remember how much egg stains.
Like this,
Yeah. Remember how much egg stains.
Egg doesn't stain, does it?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm not an expert on egg.
I'm also...
we're doing it live.
Do it live.
But that's a leather chair, so let's not involve the leather chair. It's interesting because the fart spray says for best results, use spray indoors. Several pumps deliver a potent stink.
Let's do this thing.
I'm so glad I don't have to do this.
Am I waiting? Should I do this, or are we waiting for Kyle first?
Let's wait for Kyle.
It'll take me a moment, so you can get going.
All right.
Feign up.
Trying to pick a shirt I don't care about. This is my Charger shirt. So if you guys were smart, y'all in the chat would have negotiated that I do it in this shirt. The Chargers a bit.
Set a price. No, I'm just kidding. The thing that concerns me the most about this is that I stream in my bedroom. So if this lingers for as long as some people chat is saying, I'm going to sleep with the smell still on my face, still in this room.
You're making it sound better and better.
All right. I don't. Should I take my glass? I want to take. I don't want it on my glasses, so I'm gonna take my glasses off. I didn't smell it yet. I'm a little scared. I don't know how bad this is gonna be. All right, here we go. Fart spray in the face because
I'm terrified watching this. I'm genuinely like, I don't even know if I
should I Banaka it. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. Relax.
Why do we do these things?
Ooh, good call. Headphones off as well. That's a great call.
Yeah, let's not have that linger on your.
That's why we keep you around.
Maybe move the microphone away too. The last thing I need for you is every time we talk on Monday, and you're smelling a fart on that thing.
All right, here we go. I just want to make sure people hear that it is actually being sprayed, so you don't think I'm faking. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Right into the hair. Right into that glorious coiffed hair.
Oh boy. That's really bad.
Yeah.
That really smells like poop. I was gonna say another word, but I don't.
Good Lord in heaven.
Well, you want to say hi, sweetheart? Look at you wearing your Yonsei too, or your Riri.
Oh my God. It's
hey
not
guys,
going away.
this is my wife Zaina.
Oh shit. Oh, we got someone here. Oh shit.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, they're saying hi here, baby. Why do you feel bad? We've raised money tonight, sweetheart.
You guys helped raise like
You're
$2,500
performing for a good cause
tonight.
here. A really good cause.
Here, let me make sure. I'm putting the audio on. Tell me if it creates feedback for you guys, but so she can hear y'all.
I work in radio at my day job.
It's
I
all
will
good.
yell at you if it happens.
All right. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, let's try that. Oh, no, perfect. Perfect.
All right, baby. Let's aim. She's such a sweetheart. She feels bad because she feels like she's gonna hurt me.
The pain is temporary. The embarrassment is immortal.
It's all good. Okay, so you're gonna crack it on my forehead, from what they tell me.
Sprayable this bad boy.
Trying to catch it my best.
Oh my God. Okay. So bad.
What?
I don't know. This just feels like something you're not supposed to
You
do.
gotta blame. Don't blame yourself. The people of Detroit have done this to you. Me.
Just make sure you do it hard enough.
Yeah. All right. Here you go, guys. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Just.
All right, ready?
Your forehead here has me stressed out.
Okay, you signed me up.
I did.
Do it.
Hell
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great form. Great delivery. That's what I like to see.
That's so good.
Look at that. You even toast a little bit of the whites up there.
No, it's okay. I'll be out there in just a second.
Okay, good job.
Good job, guys.
Kyle,
Way to get to 2,500.
you're a legend for that.
Oh,
It absolutely. I can't even talk right now because I am wafting in
He is
shit,
hard.
and
We
that's worth
appreciate it. We deeply appreciate it.
hey,
We have eggs. We have farts.
no, that's all.
What
it's all
more could you ask for?
you guys and your following, man. That's awesome that everyone's down to get behind good causes. That's rad, man. That's rad.
Yeah.
Anytime you guys want to do something like that, when we have the opportunity, I'm more than happy to participate. Oh.
I'm a big
Oh.
Chargers fan now too. I mean, I'm not going to root for him on Sunday, but
Well, hey, we'll just keep rooting for our teams facing each other so we get to do stuff like this again.
Hell yeah.
If you want to do any collabs next year, I'll have a charity to suggest to you guys.
sure.
I'm really into anything Special Olympics related. Or
Okay.
anything like, it's one of my goals one day is to start my aunt had Down syndrome and was in the Special Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Did a lot of swimming with that and stuff, and it gave her like a sense of direction, which is really cool to see. So
Yeah.
any programs that do stuff like that, I really love this support and try to get behind. Oh, and I'm saying all this with eggshell on my forehead. Get that off.
And
But this was a lot of
likewise, if you guys ever do anything like that, please let us know, and I will mobilize Pride of Detroit fans.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys. I will probably take this opportunity to go shower before dinner, but this
Good
was
call.
a blast, guys.
Hell yeah.
Anytime we have a chance to collaborate, man, never hesitate to hit me up, guys. And for everyone that was following the night and donated, it's really cool to see, like I said. And so thank you.
All right, Kyle, man, I appreciate all you did tonight
Appreciate
too,
you.
and for the
Appreciate
Chargers info too. By the way, like
Nah,
the whole
for that, I
reason
had
for
to-
this whole thing.
For that, I had to throw in a follow as well. So
Well, I'll make sure to follow you guys back. Have a great night.
Follow
I
him,
look
everybody.
forward
hell
to it.
yeah.
That was. I'm trying not to swear as much, but that was amazing. This stream was amazing. Thank you, everybody.
Sounds like I missed a good one.
it. I mean, you caught most of the good parts.
Hell yeah.
Outside of the part where the audio dropped out and we started getting chipmunk voices.
That sounds like a nightmare for me. Like that sounds.
This is
like
the
my
nightmare
worst.
right now. The poop on my face.
There is no poop on your face.
I'm pretty sure there is. There are poop
I
particles.
know. This is where your brain starts to break. You're smelling the poop on the face, but there's no poop on the face.
Oh, that's a great idea. We should bring him back for the mega stream. I didn't even
Oh,
tell him
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
That's a really good call, Jill.
I'm still lining up a couple people for that too, but I know we got at least one person at least locked in for that mega stream as well.
A great point from Troy too. When I tell people we're going to have him as guests, I say it's going to be 45 minutes max. We just crossed over an hour and 49 minutes, and he was there the entire time.
We are averaging more than $1,000 a day. I just want to say that.
We sure are.
But that's still not enough to get us at our goal of 50,000.
I think
What's
I need
this?
the stream
This
to end.
early
I'm
on-
gagging.
this- Yeah, please go do something. I don't want to like.
Madden Sim tomorrow. It's going to be early tomorrow because I'm flying out of here tomorrow at like 7:30.
Hell yeah.
So I think we're going to do like a 4:30 matinee Madden Sim on Friday. So like right after the injury report drops, I'm probably going to jump on here and do it. So not AM. No. 4:30 p.m. I'm not going to puke on stream. I might
Please
puke off stream.
Please don't.
So it's not. I know it's not going to be a very great time for everyone to do the Madden Sim, but it's the only time I'm going to be able to do it. And luckily, it seems like we won't have to make that many injury adjustments on either side. So that'll be the next stream. Chris and I are still talking about whether we're going to do a live stream from SoFi on Sunday. We'll have to work out the logistics and technology.
Yeah, unfortunately, my laptop is older than was made during the Obama administration.
Yeah.
So
We might have to do a live stream from our phones or something like that, which means we won't have all the bells and whistles, and it'll be hard to track donations. So we might just not do it at all, but we will have a main POD cast the next day.
We'll also try to record our reactions from there as well, regardless for the podcast stream. But I know we're talking. We want to try to find some way to do something live for that night, just because I know you guys want to be donating too.
Sure. So anyways, man stream tomorrow, 4:30ish, some sort of thing. Hopefully Sunday night after the game. Monday night we'll for sure do the full stream once I'm back here in Detroit.
Yep.
And then it'll be.
And
off
if
and get
there
ready
is
for
anyone
the Bears.
around LA going to the game, please let me know on Discord. Like I know I was talking with a couple people, and just unfortunately, I was going to start a little bit early on the meetup thing, but man, this weekend has been stressful for me. So I'm like just now getting to it.
All right, I'm miserable right now, so we're gonna end this.
Please
I'm
end this
probably
pain and suffering.
just gonna raid. Let's raid Bridget again. Bridget's
Hell
been
yeah.
so nice to raid us all this time. If you don't know, Bridget is a former NFL cheerleader, a former NFL analyst, sideline analyst. She's a content creator full time now, where she just talks sports live while sports are happening.
Hell yeah.
She is a Chargers fan. So you can give it to her a little bit. But I'm sure I know she loves the Pride of Detroit crowd. And so you guys can have some nice banter over there while you watch some horrible, horrible Bears versus Panthers football.
This is cheeks.
I just inhaled and got a whole new waft of it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for all the donations, for just hanging out and watching Lions content. All of your guys' support is amazing. And thanks again to Kyle D. For just being one of the most go with the flow guests ever and helping us raise as much money as we did tonight. So you guys are awesome. We'll see you guys soon. Go Lions.